This is a cereal that, let's do it again. This is a cereal that used to exist. Let's take three on this. This is a cereal that used to exist several years ago called Kellogg's OKs. Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, and the Other. And I just thought about this back when I was in third grade. We got these score sheets for the astronaut breakfast game, and it listed the various Kellogg cereals that were around, and I had heard of most of them, but they had like Kellogg's Pep that I had not heard of, and Kellogg's OKs I had never heard of, and there's another one, Kellogg's Concentrate, I had not heard of, but later on saw in the stores, and I did actually see Kellogg's Pep somewhere in the store later on when we were traveling. I never run across Kellogg's OK cereal. I want to give you a little history on that. And this is an additional picture of another box of Kellogg's OKs, which had the Hanna-Barbera character Yogi Bear flexing his muscles. It says this one was from 1962. I'm just looking at some prices. There's a vintage box of Kellogg's OKs. Looks like maybe an unopened box. It's been pretty mint condition. Don't know if that's a reproduction, but anyway, that's going for $18. So I guess people that are collectors of cereal related memorabilia would be interested in something like that. They got this one's a flat box that I guess was never put together, never actually had the product in it, never had food in it. And on the back it has an advertisement for a Batman periscope. Here we go. I saw some other pictures as well of Kellogg's OKs, and a lot of the boxes are not in great shape. It says a winning bid, $1,150. Wow. Hakes Auctions. This person I think had to be a fanatical collector to be willing to pay that much money for a cereal box. But anyway, $1,500. Wow. Or I'm sorry, not $1,500, $1,150. That's still a lot. I was reading that the cereal itself resembled Cheerios, I guess, as far as the taste, and the cereal pieces themselves were of O's and K's shapes. I had read this earlier, I can't find it now, but the cereal came out in 1959 and was around until 1962, so it was only around for 3 years, and it was replaced by Fruit Loops, those orange, lemon, and cherry flavored cereal with the sugar on them, sugar coated. But I guess Kellogg's was not able to compete with the General Mills brand Cheerios. I guess it just wasn't, the OKs just weren't as popular, even though they had Yogi Bear on the cover, on the box. But anyway, that time Kellogg's and General Mills were doing battle with each other for people to buy the cereal, their breakfast cereals, and General Mills made quite a few themselves, and there's also Post brand, that was another one, and there was Quaker Oats, I believe. What was it? Checkerboard Squares. Others as well, I'm sure. Of course, you also had like stuff like shredded Ralston. There was a cereal and a different type of cereal, like a hot cereal, and you had Quaker Oats, the oatmeal. And anyway, wasn't able to find much out on the OK cereal. No information on why it was discontinued. I would imagine it just couldn't compete with General Mills on the Cheerios. Just probably wasn't as popular. That would be my thought. Maybe it didn't taste as good as the Cheerios, which I personally didn't think the Cheerios had much flavor to them either, to tell you the truth. But there was a lot of advertising for them about how the Cheerios would build up muscles. Anyway, looking for more ideas on shows to do in the future. And like I've said before, like, subscribe, share. As always, thanks for watching.